Hi guys, my name is Dan and I will be your Tutorbox accounting tutor for the duration of the COVID-19 catch-up sessions. I am a 19-year-old student at Stellenbosch University studying first year Bachelor's of Accounting with the intention of going the CA route. I finished matric in 2018 at Maritzburg College, a well-known boys' school in KZN. Thereafter, I took a gap year where I did various internships and traveled across Southeast Asia for 2 months. I am super excited to be part of this initiative and I hope that I'll be able to help you in your accounting. In this lesson, we will look at partnerships. In grade 10, you did the financial statements of sole proprietors. In grade 11, you will do partnerships, and in grade 12, you will do companies. We will be looking at the specific treatment of partnerships in regards to adjustments when it comes to financial statements. In part 1 of this lesson, we will look at the basic introduction to the capital account and to the current account. In part 2, we will expand on this the harder worked example. What are partnerships? A partnership is a business entity where there are co-owners. This simply means that there are between 2 and 100 partners in a business. However, in grade 12, you will only work with 2 or 3 when it comes to your transactions and financial statements. Each owner shares the profits and losses of the enterprise. This means that partners either reap the reward of business or take an L and lose out on the cash. Partnerships have unlimited liability. This basically means that if partners contribute a certain amount into the business, they stand the chance of losing an even greater amount than they initially contributed. For example, if a partner contributed 10,000 Rand to a business, he could stand the chance of losing 15,000 Rand. This is because the partnership has gone into debt and it is now the partner's obligation to bail the partnership out of its debt. What accounts will we deal with in the financial statements? The first account that we will look at is the capital account. This records the money put in to the business or the partnership by the partners. The second account is the current account. This records income and expenses relevant to the partners in a personal capacity. This looks at their salaries, their bonuses, as well as the interest on capital and their drawings. Both of these accounts are found in the balance sheet and are notes to the balance sheet. Now that we have looked at partnerships in terms of its framework and its definitions, we will have a look at the capital account and its relation to partnerships. As you can see, the capital account is balance, an opening balance, contributions, and withdrawals. We can see that we have 2 partners in this scenario, partner A and partner B, as well as the total column. Now we'll go through a few adjustments and you'll be able to see exactly what would happen in a very basic worked example. Partner A and B had an opening balance of 150,000 Rand and 120,000 Rand respectively. So partner A has 150,000 Rand as the opening balance. This will be put over here. Partner B's balance is 120,000 Rand and that will be put over there. Throughout the financial year, partner B contributed 40,000 Rand in capital. So if we go underneath partner B and we see contributions, we'll input the 40,000 Rand over here. They do not give us any information on whether partner A contributed any capital throughout the financial year. Therefore, it is safe to assume that partner A did not contribute capital in this financial year, and therefore he'll have 0. Partner A withdrew capital amounting to 15,000 Rand, whilst partner B withdrew 10,000 Rand. So underneath partner A and his withdrawal will be 15,000 Rand, and partner B and their withdrawal will be 10,000 Rand. Remember that this figure is in brackets because it is a negative number, as it is a withdrawal and it takes away from the partner's capital contributions. From here on out, we can total by going across. So for the balance, it'll be 150,000 Rand plus 120,000 Rand, which will equal to 270,000 Rand for contributions, 40,000 Rand, and for withdrawals, negative 25,000 Rand. We'll do the same going down for partner A and then partner B. So partner A will be 150,000 Rand plus 0 for contributions, minus 15,000 Rand for withdrawals, that is 135,000 Rand. The same procedure for partner B, 120 plus 40 minus 10, which is 150. And just to make sure that you are correct, cross check. So 135 plus 150 will equal to 285, and 270 plus 40 plus minus 25 will also equal to 285. We will now move on to current accounts. So the current account will open with your net profit as per income statement. Okay, and then the next 3 entries are relevant to income to a partner in their own personal capacity. So the income that a partner will receive that specifically relates to them. So this will be the salaries, the interest on their capital, as well as their bonuses. Then we will have the primary distribution and the final distribution. After that, there's the drawings for the year. This will either be in petty cash or in trading stock when it comes to your tests and your exams. Next, we'll have your retained earnings. This will be at the beginning of the year, the end of the year, and the retained earnings made during the year. So the first transaction is net profit for the year is 219,000 Rand. We'll input this under the total and the net profit as per income statement. The profits are divided in a ratio of 3:2 respectively. This means that partner A gets 3 parts of the profit, whilst partner B gets 2 parts of the profit. Please do not input this here. I've made that mistake many times when I was in grade 11, and you have to ensure that you take into account the income of the partners first, so their salaries, the interest on capital, and their bonuses, and you'll calculate this in terms of the final distribution. So we'll get back to this transaction at a later stage. Salaries per annum. Partner A salary is 65,000 Rand, and partner B is 70,000 Rand. So under partner A and salaries, we can input 65,000. In partner B, we can input 70,000. Interest on capital. Partner A is equal to 11,000 Rand. Partner B is equal to 13,000 Rand. We'll receive the same treatment as salaries per annum, and will equal to 11,000 Rand over here. And partner B, 13,000 Rand on the interest on capital. Next, we'll look at bonuses. The business did well this year, and both partners are entitled to a bonus of 10,000 Rand. So partner A gets a bonus of 10,000 Rand, and partner B will also get a bonus of 10,000 Rand. Next, we will look at the drawings for the financial year. Partner A took 8,000 Rand in drawings, whilst partner B took 11,000 Rand in drawings. So under drawings for partner A, you can see 8,000 Rand, and partner B, 11,000 Rand. Remember that drawings take away from the current account, as the partners have either taken cash from the business or trading stock, and therefore this is a negative number and portrayed in brackets. Next, we will look at the opening balance of retained earnings at the beginning of the year. So partner A had a positive opening balance on retained earnings of 54,000 Rand. Partner B had a credit opening balance on retained earnings of 12,000 Rand. So for partner A, as it is positive, we'll input 54,000 Rand under retained earnings at the beginning of the year. Partner B, however, has a credit opening balance, which means that his opening balance will be negative. This means that last year, partner B overdid his welcome and took more money out of the business than partner A, and this went into a deficit. Alternatively, the business could have done badly last year and partner B would have lost out on money. So that will be negative 12,000 Rand. So now we have done all our transactions and we can do totaling. So for partner salaries, 65,000 plus 70,000 will be 135,000. The same for interest on capital, 11,000 plus 13. Bonuses will be 20,000. Drawings for the year, negative 19,000. And retained earnings at the beginning of the year will be 42,000. The next step is to find our primary distribution. So the primary distribution is the partner salaries plus the interest on capital plus the partner's bonuses. So for partner A, this will be 65,000 Rand plus 11,000 Rand plus 10,000 Rand, and that will equal to 86,000 Rand. We will follow the same treatment for partner B. So that is 70,000 Rand plus 13,000 Rand plus 10,000 Rand, which will be 93,000 Rand. In the same fashion, we can just add 86,000 Rand plus 93,000 Rand to get the total for our primary distribution. Next, we need to find our final distribution. So our final distribution is going to equal to our net profit as per income statement minus our primary distribution. So that'll be 219,000 minus 179,000, and that'll equal to 40,000. The next part in the current account is slightly trickier. So this is when we come to the part where the profits are divided in a 3:2 ratio respectively. This means that partner A gets 3 parts of the profit and partner B gets 2 parts of the profit. So the way that we will work this out is we'll say 40,000 divided by 5, which will equal to 8,000, minus 3 because partner A, multiplied by 3 because partner A gets 3 parts of the profit. So that'll be 8,000 multiplied by 3, and that'll equal to 24,000. For partner B, we will do the same. So we'll say 40,000 divided by 5, which is equal to 8,000, multiplied by 2, which is equal to 16,000. The next step would be to find out the net profit as per income statement for partner A and for partner B. For this, we'll have to work back. So what we will say for partner A will be the primary distribution plus the final distribution, and that will equal to the net profit as per income statement, which is 110,000 Rand. For partner B, it'll be the same. So 16,000 plus 93,000, and that'll equal to 109,000 Rand. The next step is to calculate our retained earnings for the year. So this will be your net profit as per income statement minus your drawings for the year, and that'll be 110,000 Rand minus 8,000 Rand for partner A, and that is 102,000 Rand. For partner B, it'll be 109,000 Rand minus 11,000 Rand, and that is equal to 98,000 Rand. From then, we can just total it up, which will be 102 plus 98, and that'll give us 200,000 Rand. From here, we can work out our retained earnings for the end of the year. So that we'll for that we'll need to get our retained earnings for the year and add that to our retained earnings at the beginning of the year. So for partner A, 102,000 plus 54,000, and that'll equal to 156,000. For partner B, it'll be 98,000 minus 12,000, and that'll give us 86,000. Remember to check your work. We'll take 156,000 and we'll add 86,000 to get 242,000, but also go down this column. So we'll take our retained earnings for the year and add retained earnings at the beginning of the year to get 242,000 as well. Just a tip, when you are working with your current account, After you have done your final distribution in the proportion and you have worked back to your net profit as per income statement, add these two amounts up and make sure that they're equal to the total. If they do not, that is okay. I recommend that you continue with your test or exam, and if you have time to come back and see where you might have gone wrong, you will still get method marks and you'll only lose a few marks. But it always is a nice feeling when you know that your work checks out and that you got full marks for the question. That concludes the first half of our lesson. Next, you guys will have a quick quiz that will take about 2 minutes and is super easy. And then you guys will have a short break. And then when you guys come back for part 2 of the lesson, we'll be looking at capital and current accounts again. However, this time we'll be looking at harder adjustments that are a little bit more in depth and will be more relevant to you, as this is what you'll be tested and examined upon. Welcome back to this lesson on partnerships. We will now be working through a harder worked example, and this will give you a good indication of what to expect in your tests and in your exams. The opening statement says you are provided with information relating to Brothers Medical Supplies for the year ending 30 April 2020. This means that the beginning of the financial year is the 1st of March 2019, and the end is obviously the 30th of April 2020. The required section states, prepare the notes for the capital accounts and current accounts for the financial year. Down here we can see the capital account as well as the current account. Where calculations are required, show workings in brackets. Because I am working on Excel, I'll not be able to show workings. However, I will go through each step carefully and will show you exactly how to do the calculations. Next, we are given information. So we are given a small trial balance with balances relating to the 1st of March 2019. This is the opening balances. Then we are given some additional information. From now we can go ahead and start the exercise. So we are given a debit balance for the current account of Luigi. We can go to our current account and input that, and Luigi's retained earnings at the beginning of the financial year. We are given a credit balance for the current account of Mario. So that means that this will be a negative number, and we can see that it is 23,000. So we can put 23,000 in for Mario, and that will be put in brackets. Next, we are given the capital for Luigi and the capital for Mario at the beginning of the financial year. However, we do not have Luigi's, but we do have Mario's, so we can input Mario's amount of 117,000 Rand in the balance of his capital account. Next, we are given a sales amount. The sales amount is not relative to the capital or the current account, so we will do nothing with this for now. Next, we are given additional information. So it states profit before tax is 2.4 million for the financial year. A tax rate of 33.33% is applicable. So what we want to calculate is the net profit as per the income statement. So in order to get this, we will first take profit before tax, and we will minus the tax that is taxed on the partnership, and we'll get that by saying 2.4 million divided by 100 and multiplied by 33,333,333,333, and that'll equal to 1.6 million. Next, it says Princess Peach joined the partnership on the 1st of September 2019. This piece of information is vital because we know that she wasn't a partner at the beginning of the year. This means that the balance of her capital account will be 0, as well as the retained earnings at the beginning of the financial year will be 0. It says that she made a contribution of 110,000 Rand during the financial year. So under the contribution for Princess Peach, we can input 110,000 Rand. And it says that she made no capital withdrawals. So therefore, under the withdrawal section of Princess Peach, there will be 0. Mario was in a go-kart accident and withdrew 15,000 Rand of his capital on the 31st of August. So under capital withdrawals for Mario, we'll minus 15,000 Rand. And then it says on the 1st of May, Luigi won the Super Lotto and contributed an additional 30,000 Rand in capital. So under capital contributions, Luigi contributed 30,000 Rand. However, Luigi has a gambling problem and therefore withdrew 12,500 Rand in capital at the end of August. So if we go to withdrawal section of Luigi, we will minus 12,500 Rand. Next, we have some information relating to salaries. Mario earns a salary of 15,000 Rand per month. So if we go to partner salaries under the current account, we know that he earns a salary of 15,000 Rand per month. However, we need to get this to be a yearly figure, so we'll multiply that by 12. And then it says that Luigi earns a salary of 160,000 Rand per year. So because this is already a yearly figure, we can just input it as it is, so 160,000 Rand. And you can see that we are given the figure for Princess Peach. Next, we are given information relating to bonuses. So Mario and Luigi are entitled to a performance bonus on sales. Earlier you saw the sales figure up in the trial balance, so we'll be using that figure to calculate the performance bonus. So Mario gets a 2% bonus on sales. So to calculate Mario's bonus, this will equal to 1.25 million, and that'll be divided by 100 and then multiplied by 2 to get his performance bonus. And Luigi gets a 1.75% bonus on sales. So to get that, it'll be 1.25 million divided by 100, and then that'll be multiplied by 1.75, and that is equal to 21,875. The next bit of information says Princess Peach gets a 20,000 Rand Christmas bonus, and that can get inputted under partners bonuses for Princess Peach. Okay, moving on, we are given details that interest on capital is 10% per annum for all partners, and that this must be apportioned. Because of a time constraint, I've already done the interest on capital for Mario and the interest on capital for Princess Peach. However, we will have to do the interest on capital for Luigi. So first, we need to figure out what his initial balance was, and because we have a balancing figure of 229,500 Rand, we can work backwards and get Mario's balance at the beginning of the year. So this will be equal to 229,000 Rand minus Mario's contribution as well as minus Princess Peach's contribution, and that is equal to 112,000 Rand 500. And then we would have to create a timeline to see what Luigi's interest on capital would be. So we know that at the beginning of the year he had 112,500 Rand. However, he contributed 30,000 Rand more at the beginning of May. So that means that from May onwards, his capital account will have increased to 142,500 Rand. That is 112,500 Rand plus 30,000 Rand. And then at the end of August, he withdrew 12,500 Rand. So from the 1st of September onwards, his capital amount would have decreased from 142,500 Rand to 130,000 Rand. So now we have to use this and calculate the amount that the capital interest on capital will be for Luigi. So the way we'll do this is for the first 2 months of the year, his capital is 112,500 Rand, and we'll divide this amount by 100 and then multiply it by 10% because that is the amount that the interest on capital is. And then you will have to apportion this to the year, so you will multiply it by 2 months and divide it by the 12 months of the year, and that is equal to 1,875 Rand. Next, you'll have to calculate the next section of the interest on capital, which will be from May until the end of August. So to calculate this, we will say 142,500 Rand. So that is the initial contribution plus the contribution at the beginning of May, and we will divide this amount by 100 and then multiply it by 10%. But then we also have to portion it to the amount of months, and you can see that this has, in this case, it is 4 months, so it'll be multiplied by 4 months and divided by 12 months, and we will get an amount of 4,750 Rand. Next, we'll have to calculate his contribution from September until February in the following year. And the way we do this is by calculating it in the same manner. So 130,000 Rand, which we get by saying 142,500 Rand minus 12,500, and we will divide this by 100 and multiply it by 10%. And then what we want to get, we have to apportion it by months, and we can see that this section relates to 6 months, so we'll multiply that by 6 and then divide it by 12 months of the year. That is equal to 6,500 Rand, and then what we need to do is total this up, and that will equal to 1,875 Rand plus 4,750 Rand plus 6,500 Rand, and that is equal to 13,125 Rand, and we can go ahead and input that under Luigi's interest on capital, which was 13,125. So I'm aware that that calculation is pretty long and pretty lengthy, but please don't worry when you guys get into your tests and your exams. Just think clearly, make sure that you know your dates, because your dates are very important when it comes to this. Make sure you know your months of the year. The only way that I remember my months of the year is that one day I was looking through Instagram, and this guy was looking at a calendar, and he's like, have you ever noticed how it goes January, February, March, April, May, and then June. And then after June, it goes Jason Derulo. So it's just JASOND. So that's the last half of the year. And that's pretty much how I remember it. And now you guys can chill for a little bit and watch this video of Joey, Chandler, and Ross dancing in Friends.
Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
The next bit of information will relate to drawings. Mario got freaked out by the coronavirus and took 10 bottles of hand sanitizer. Each bottle is worth 45 Rand. So under Mario and his drawings, we will have a negative amount, and that relates to hand sanitizer. Each bottle is worth 45 Rand, and he took 10 bottles, and that is equal to 450 Rand. The next piece of information says Princess Peach took 500 Rand from petty cash to buy Mario a birthday present. So we will minus 500 Rand from Princess Peach's drawings. And then we are given last piece of information pertaining to drawings, which says total drawings for the year amounted to 1,250 Rand. So under the total column, we can say that that is 1,250 Rand. And now we'll have to work back to get Luigi's amount, and that'll equal to negative 1,250 Rand, and we will have to plus the amounts of Princess Peach and the amounts of Mario in relation to drawings. Sorry, not plus, minus them, so that's incorrect. So we basically want to say 1,200 Rand minus 500 Rand minus 450 Rand, and that will equal to 1,250 minus 450 and minus 500. That is equal to 300 Rand. So Mario's drawings will be 300 Rand for the Luigi's drawings will be 300 Rand for the financial year. So if we scroll up, we can see that we are on our last bit of information, and that says profits are divided between Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach in a 2:5:3 ratio respectively. However, we would first need to do some totaling before we can get to that. So we will total up our partners' salaries, and in the same fashion we will total partners' bonuses and interest on capital. And now to get our primary, so now we will have to get our primary distribution. So to get our primary distribution, that is salaries plus bonuses plus capital. So for Mario, that is 180,000 plus 25,000 plus 10,950, and that is equal to 215,950. We will repeat the same procedure for Luigi and Princess Peach, and we will repeat the same procedure for the total for the primary distribution. Now to calculate the final distribution, we will take a net profit, and we will minus your primary distribution, and that is equal to 1,050,000. And now we have to go and split it within this ratio. So we will first get Mario's, so we will take the amount of 1,050,000, and we will divide this by 10, because there are 10 parts that the ratio is divided into, and we'll multiply this by 2 for Mario, and we'll do the same for Luigi. He gets 5 parts, so we'll say that 1,050,000 divided by 10 and multiplied by 5, and we'll do the same for Princess Peach, which is equal to 1,050,000 divided by 10 and multiplied by 3. Now we will have to work backwards to get our net profit as per income statement. So in order to do this, we will add our primary and our final distributions together. So that is going to be equal to $425,950 for Mario. We will do the same for Luigi and Princess Peach. And then we'll have our net profits as per income statement. Then to get our retained earnings during the financial year, we will take the net profit as per income statement and minus the drawings. So that'll be equal to the net profit plus the drawings, and we will continue to do that for Luigi and Princess Peach, and then we will total this amount up for in the total column, and then we will just total our retained earnings at the beginning of the year up as well. And my bad, sorry, I think that amount will also not be correct. I want to rather sum that up. We'll sum up our retained earnings at the beginning of the financial year, and then to get our retained earnings at the end of the financial year, this will equal to retained earnings during the financial year plus the retained earnings at the beginning of the financial year, and we will get 402,500. We'll do the same for Luigi and for Princess Peach, and then to get the total amount and cross-check, we can add retained earnings for the financial year as a total, and we'll do the same downwards. And all that is left is totaling this across. We're given no information to contributions done by Mario, so this is a 0 amount, and then we can just total down, and we can total across, and we can also total like this to get the large total, and we can total across to get totals for contributions as well as totals for our withdrawals, and that will check out.
It's not a matter of whether or not we can. Everybody can, but not everybody will. How to turn nothing into something. How tangible are ideas and imagination? Ideas that become so powerful in your mind and your consciousness, they seem real to you even before they become tangible. Imagination that is so strong that you can actually see it. You can actually see it. If somebody cannot see it when it is not here, then it will never be here. Start looking into the future of what you would like to accomplish, where you would like to go, the person you would like to be. Decide what you want, and then act as if you already had it. And that is to believe that what you imagine is possible for you. So the first step is to imagine what's possible. Second step, to believe. Now here's the third step, and that is to go to work and make it real. You now go to work and make it a movement. You make it tangible. You make it viable. You breathe life into it, and then you construct it.
You have a lot to offer. The fact that you're still here means that your business is not through yet. People don't do what they know in life, but what they do is they operate within the context of the vision they have of themselves.
So write and draw and build and play and dance and live as only you can. Make up your own rules. The rules on what is possible and impossible were made by people who had not tested the bounds of the possible by going beyond them.
You must change what's possible for you. You, and only you, are the subject that impacts the burning desire in your imagination. You are living and feeling as if your future dreams are a present fact.
Will it be easy? No. Will it be challenging? Yes.
So you got to prepare yourself. You've got to develop yourself.
As long as you're breathing, you got some more work to do. There's something else for you to achieve. Guess what? You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to make a lot of mistakes.
So now go and make interesting mistakes, make amazing mistakes, make glorious and fantastic mistakes, break rules, leave the world more interesting for your being here. Make good art.
It is possible to start with nothing and become something.
So to recap our first lesson, in the first half of the lesson we looked at an introduction to the capital accounts and to the current account, and in the second part of the lesson we looked at a worked example. This is an example that you could expect in your tests or in your examinations. If you are interested, I'll put the worked example up as a question paper, and I'll also provide a memo, and therefore you can go and work on this at home either under test conditions, or you can just do it in general to gain a better understanding. Thank you very much for joining this lesson, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.